Welcome to Growth Garden. Today's episode, we're going to discuss the current climate of the market and the world and just life in general. Again, welcome Wealth Champions. Thank you for attending another session of Growth Garden, the Trade Talk series, where we grow our wealth steadily, slowly, securely, and strongly. We talk about a slow, patient, long-term strategy where you buy and hold for the duration to allow the account to build up and be sustainable. Before I start talking about that, let me put my disclaimer out there. This video is purely for educational content and should not be considered personal financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I do not know your personal situation, risk tolerance, age, investment goals, and past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Always do your own due diligence, do your own research, and talk to a qualified personal financial advisor before making any investments. Because you can, and as I like to say, you will lose money investing. But done properly, you will make more than you lose. So overall, you win in the long term. So yes. All right. Current climate, a lot of things going on. Stock market's been very choppy, up and down. People are fearful because the results are negative. They're trying to predict what's going on. If the market is going to keep dropping, did it reach its low? Is the federal government going to cut interest rates, hold interest rates? What's going on with the war? All these different things that we can't control. So to that I say, this is why you pick a strategy like buy and hold, and you pick what you feel are long-term quality assets that go up over time, and you just ride out the turbulent times like now. Actually, if you dollar cost average, which I'm a big fan of, if you're not sure what that is, I talked about that in the previous video, but I'll go into it briefly. Dollar cost averaging is when you actually pick a certain amount and strategy in which you buy into the market. So therefore you do it monthly, bi-weekly, weekly, or even daily. And you have a set budget. So this way, you know what you're doing. It's like having a grocery list when you go to the supermarket. When you have a grocery list, you're more effective because it's a system. So you remove the emotion. You look at the list, it's on the list, you know what you have to get. And before you actually got to the market, you built the list at home to see the items that you needed. Same thing in investing. So in theory, you save your money the previous year, and then so now this year, you know, I have X amount of dollars to invest. So let's take the example. You got $7,000 to invest. Well, $7,000 to invest, if you do that every day, Monday through Friday, it's $28 a day. So you already know what your budget is for investing. So therefore, the next step is to pick what assets you want, and you put that in consistently throughout the year, and that's that budget of $7,000, and that's dollar cost averaging. The pros of dollar cost averaging is you don't time the market, so you remove the emotion. So times like now, when the market is dropping, you're actually buying things where they're on sale. It doesn't feel good when you're in it sometimes, when you're not a seasoned investor. But over time, as you learn, you go, oh, wait, it went down. Oh, I get to buy this. This potential investment is undervalued. So I'm getting it for cheaper than what it's actually worth, or what I feel it's worth and will be worth in the future. So I'm actually getting a discount. So everything you buy now, if and when the market returns, you will make money off what you bought because your price will be cheaper. Your average cost is what they call it of what you are into the investment for. So as it returns and it starts to improve and make money, your old money is making money, and the money you bought at a discount is making money. So everything is actually growing, and you see a faster growth when you see the recovery. That's dollar cost average. But back to the climate of things. Yeah, this makes people get nervous. And they go, oh, my account is down. I need to sell. It's losing. You can do that. I wouldn't recommend it. Not if you have quality assets, because the market, it booms and busts. If you zoom out long term, you can get a better view. Sometimes in the short term, you're too close to it. You can't see it. So that's why you develop a system that you stick to, and you get the results. That is the number one problem of investors. People don't really lose money because they picked the wrong investment. They lose money because they didn't stick with the investment. That was a good investment that recovered. Any downturn, they get nervous and they bail out. So in essence, they're not following the rules. One of the rules is buy low, sell high. If you buy it for $20 and it goes to $25, you're happy. But if it goes to 15, you're not happy. Then it drops to 10, you're really not happy, and then you sell. Well, you sold at a 50% loss. Where if you just sit there and relax and ride it out, you spent $20 today, it was $20, you got one share. Tomorrow is $15, or next week is $15. You still, go and buy $20 worth. Then it's $10, you buy $20 worth. Then it drops down to $5. You get nervous, but you still buy $20 worth because it's automatic. Then it goes back up to 20. Well, you made a profit. The $20 purchase, you broke even. The $15 purchase, you made a $5 gain. The $10 purchase, you made a $10 gain. The $5 purchase, you made a $15 gain on each one of those. So if you spent $20 and you got 5, you made a $15 profit off of each of those 4 purchases. That's how you make money in the market long term. You don't try to time the market. A lot of people feel they do. They feel I'm smart. I know what I'm doing. I can beat the S&P 500. I can outsmart the market. There's professionals that get paid to do this. And they have all the algorithms, and they're using ChatGPT and everything else, and they're still not beating the consistency of just staying the course. It's actually kind of boring, but it works. It's simple, but it works. And that's what gets most people in trouble. There's no flash. There's no dopamine hit. You don't get the euphoria of winning big, and it looks like you may not be. It's a slow, steady, casual growth. And a lot of people, they're just not willing to wait. But you're going to wait anyway. As far as time will pass anyway. You're going to get older if you're still living. 5 years is 5 years. 10 years is 10 years. The question is, did you put money away and have it working for you? Or did you just forget about it and not do anything? Always made excuses, or had the intentions of doing it but got busy with life and didn't execute it. It happens to the best of us. That's why I like to automate things. That is the number one killer, is the consistency. It's like working out. If you work out really good one day but don't work out for a week or 2 or 3, you don't see the results. But if you consistently work out with a system or a plan and a strategy, and you go every other day, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday and Thursday, over time, you're going to see results. Same thing with when you invest, because part of it is the compound effect that we don't wait for. The work that you did today it's working. And in the beginning, it feels very slow. Now, the money that you put in is making money. And then let's say, I don't know, you got a 10% return this year. So you put $1,000 in, you got 10%. You got $100. Doesn't feel like anything. It's like, oh, it's not life-changing. So I'm doing all the work. You are. But that following year, if you don't sell, you don't have $100. You have the 1,000 that you had plus the 100 you made. That's 1,100. So if you look at it like soldiers in the army, your army just grew by 100 more soldiers to go out and conquer and bring back more money to you. So it's more about patience and time and staying the course and setting a budget, what you can afford to consistently do it. And over time, you will win. Yes, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. If you stayed to the video this far, thank you for rocking with Growth Garden. Appreciate you. As always, subscribe, like, and share. Hopefully this gives you some comfort with the turbulence that we're going through, or a different perspective, and let you know that you're not losing money over the long term. It might be a short-term dip, but it's a great opportunity to buy. That's why you ABB, always be buying, always be compounding. Mark it up, you buy. Mark it down, you buy. Because as people run away and the assets drop and you're getting them cheaper, when they come back and it goes back up, you'll be positioned to win based on the purchases that you made during the downturn. They will actually make more money because you got them at a discount. But as always, thank you, appreciate you. And until the next video, remember, the rest of your life will be the best of your life.